friends, and welcome to my channel. So today is the video which is part 2 of the video that I shared with you about what are the hindrances or blockages in your life, and I'm also covering a few things which are from the video from where I discussed about past life and rebirth, and whether it is about revenge or whether it is about life. So when I was making that video and when I was making the video on the roadblock, I never thought that I'll make a second part, but the kind of questions that came across from these both videos, I thought that second part is needed, and that's why I put that heading part 1, so that you know that there is a second part that is coming from this. So I'm going to answer certain questions from the past videos and also give you a little more clarity about what I spoke about and how can you kind of still fight your fight for justice, and also I'm going to take out a card or a message for you in the end of the video. So to start with, the first thing that I kind of came across through the comments was that a lot of people were confused about, they wanted to know what is moksha. They were confused about why would a soul take a rebirth. Some of them had this kind of mindset where divine souls don't take rebirth, and people who are saints or people who are kind of learned, they don't have to take rebirths because they are very, very divine. So I wanted to clear all of that. So first of all, when we are into soul world, right, when we are into soul world, we're not, the growth is very, very slow. We're not kind of progressing that fast, because there are no opposite situations there, no difficult situations there. Everybody is nice, every soul is nice, they are kind of into their own music, their own love. But when we are on earth, that's when the difficult situations arises. Now what is moksha? Moksha is basically when we connect with, when we become one with the source. So whatever you call it, connecting with, becoming one with God or becoming one with source, that's what moksha is. And how does moksha happen? For moksha, you have to, and I've already discussed this in one of my previous videos on soul growth. You can see that series, you'll get a lot of answers. But moksha is basically when you continue your learning path by different rebirths, and after you're learning through, after you're learning through those rebirths, you learn so much that you actually increase the knowledge of the source, or you are kind of becoming light by your own self, and that is when you become one with the source. Now there are souls on different levels, and I have already spoken about guide souls in one of my previous videos, but I will discuss about what different level the souls have. But these divine souls, like our most beloved soul that I spoke about in the previous video, these divine souls, they are the guide souls. They are the souls who kind of guide the other souls, the new souls. But there are a lot of levels of guide souls as well, and even if you are a guide soul, doesn't mean that you will not take a rebirth. You still need to move above the ladder to be one with the source, and that is why you will take rebirths. Now when these guide souls take rebirths, the impact is actually high, because a lot of people get impacted with them, and that is why no matter how divine you are and how learned you are, you can still choose to take a rebirth because you want to progress fast. And taking rebirth on earth means progressing fast if you be on your path. If you forget your path in the midway, which is possible for even most divine, most learned souls, because there is a veil kind of that is put. We forget everything about our soul level and soul when we are born. Now next thing that I came across was that there was some confusion with regards to people who are divine, who know and who have the actual knowledge of life, rebirth and everything else. They don't connect with other people. They are into their own silence mode. Think about it. If they are taking a rebirth, part of their rebirth, the reason why they are taking a rebirth, part of it is learning by themselves, and part of it is helping others learn, because they are guide souls. And when they want to help others learn, they will not go into their own shell, because if they go into their own shell, that means they are not fulfilling the purpose of why they have taken birth. So I'm not saying that anybody who's into their own shell and is divine but is actually not divine. No, they can be very, very divine, but they've forgotten the part of their lesson, and that's why they're not connected with others. And it's not that they will have a little span of life or a less span of life. Absolutely not. They can live 100 years or 200 years if they want. It is all dependent upon what have they chosen for themselves. So that is why they'll never be in shell. And I've already done a video where I've talked about, does spirituality require sacrifice? Absolutely not. So you need to, we only need to sacrifice negativity, that's it. So please watch that video, that will help you understand this more. But anybody who is sharing their experiences, their things, or knowledge with other people, it's not that they don't have it, and if you have it, you don't have to be silent all the time. No, that's not the truth. Another thing that I kind of came across was that if you have knowledge, if you, like, the tarot cards cannot really talk to souls, and the tarot cards cannot talk about past lives, and you need to have a guru or guide, or only visions if you know things. So again, so basically what happens is, different people have different ways to connect with their guides and angels. Some people have visions, some people hear things in their ears, some people kind of experience things, some people write things, automatic writing, some people use tarot cards like I do. So there are different ways of doing it. Everything is just a medium of connecting with the same guide or the guru, and the guide or guru doesn't have to be only in the physical form. They can be in physical or non-physical form, and in non-physical form they talk to you through the thoughts in your head or through different mediums, anything that you use. So that is why if somebody is using a medium to connect with you, doesn't mean that that person is not connected with divine or with the guides and with the gurus. And I'm not saying talking about myself only. I'm only my path. I'm not awakened yet. I'm on my path of awakening, and as I'm going through it, whatever my guides tell me to share with you guys, I share that with you guys, at times without the cards, at times with the cards. So at times it's through the thought in my head, at times it's through a vision, at times through just a click, just something clicks and I get an answer. So it's different mediums, but tarot card is actually a worth medium and a trustworthy medium to connect with any soul, any guide, anything. Okay, now the most important part of the video about blaming, which I spoke in the last video. Now a lot of people have interpreted it in a way that if and some of them also said that she's a PR, she doesn't want us to get justice, so that's why she's saying that it's karma that is settled, so game is over. No, I'm not saying karma that is settled. I just spoke about that past life karma is not about settling it, but about changing it to love. And while I'm saying that doesn't mean that you do not take a legal course of action, or you don't raise your voice, or you don't fight for justice. That's absolutely needed. And why is it needed? Because when you get into contract with the soul who's going to do any harm to you in the physical world, that soul also has a learning, and that soul's learning is to stop doing it with other people and to get punished for that, so that that soul kind of learns not to do these things with anybody else at all. And that is why when something wrong happens to you, it is absolutely your right and important for you to raise your voice. It is absolutely important to take the legal path and go through the whole process, get them behind the bars or whatever is needed. Definitely taking action is very, very important. And while you are taking the action, it is important that you kind of be in your own positivity. And that is what I meant when I said not blaming others and past life settlements. So blaming others is a zone where you start getting into that cribbing zone, where you think that nothing else can be done. So this person has done bad to me, I will blame, I will keep on thinking about that, I'm not moving forward in my life. That is not what you should do. So you should actually take the action that is needed to be taken, but at the same time move forward in your life. And that moving forward is very, 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 very important. That is why I said blaming kind of stops your growth. But if you move forward and if you take legal action, both of these things go simultaneously well. So that is why, and I'm a lawyer, guys, so justice and truth is very, very close to my heart. No, I don't kind of go to courts and fight cases. I've left that long ago, but still justice is very close to my heart, and that soul that we talk about all the time, that's even more closer to my heart. So I'll give anything and everything that I need to get justice for him. So definitely I'm part of the justice only, and also that is why it is important to fight your fight, but not get drowned into the negativity while fighting your fight. Raise your voice, fight your fight, but know that there is a lesson there for you. Identify the lesson, learn that lesson, and keep moving forward, because that will make your fight easier, that will make your moving forward easier. So that, I hope that helps you kind of understand. And I think these were the things, yes, these were the things that I wanted to kind of cover through this video. If you like this video, please share it with others, and please share the other videos also with other people. The intention is to kind of give them this thing to, because we are into age of Aquarius, right? I've already made a video on age of Aquarius. It's time for all of us to awaken, and these videos, or my guides are telling me to share these things, maybe because these will help me awaken, these will help you awaken. So what is the message for viewers, guides, angels? Okay, these two kind of left in my hand, so I will take these two. The first card is Seven of Raphael. It says, time to make a decision. Be clear on what you want and take action. There is a need of detoxification. The another card says King of Gabriel, King of Wands. It says, keep your eyes on the bigger picture. Leave the detail to others. Experience that leads to success. Genuine concern for others. So somewhere these cards are definitely connecting and saying that it is important for you to look at the bigger picture. It is important for you to not get into blaming game. It is important for you to focus on your goals and what is your learning, what is your path, and move forward on that path, and you can achieve anything. If somebody or out of you guys are not clear about a decision, or are kind of getting confused into multiple things, it is important that they look at the bigger picture, see what are the things what are the pros and cons of taking this decision, and then move ahead and take a decision and do something that is for the bigger benefit of the society and the people and everybody involved. So that's the message for you guys. So thank you so much. If you can, please subscribe the channel and share the videos with everyone that you can. Thank you so much. I hope this helps you. Bye bye.